Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is the progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. Remember, you can also send me a tweet to EGBERTOWILLIES. That is, at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is politics done right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics Done Right. I'm Egberto Willies, your host. Thank you so kindly for being a part of the show. We are going to have a great show for you today. Folks, this is an important show. I want you guys to listen in detail what we're going to talk about. It's all about the Mythical Center. The Mythical Center. Hey, Nabu, El Señor Ingeniero, the engineer. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'll do a lot more better if I can hear those phones ring.
And we are going to have those phones ringing because we have, you know what, Nabu, we have a show to present.
Absolutely.
And therefore, in presenting that show, we know folks are going to see the rationale, the reason why they need to call 713-526-5738. Again,
right.
That number is going to be 713-526-5738. The title of the show today is Democrats and Progressives Must Give Up on Seeking Some Mythical Center. Yes, it's a myth. But before we get into the show, are those folks out there, is Joel and Tori out there at Pledge Central? Are they at that microphone at Pledge Central yet? If not, we can still move on. But anyhow, while they get...
Hey, there you go.
I found the button.
Who do I have there with the button?
Hey, this is your old pal, Tori. Joe's heading out the door with 2 thumbs up and says, rock on, Egberto.
All right, Joel, thank you so kindly for what you've done so far. Tori, talk to me. Tori, before we get into this very important topic, and I want everybody listening to stick around, the Mythical Center, Biden, Klobuchar, and all these other folks. This is an important thing I've got to talk to you. Tell me a little bit about why folks need to make sure we stay on air, Tori.
Well, in my humble opinion, this is the best political talk show on KPFT, maybe on Pacifica.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's just right to the point. Egberto is a man after my own heart. He's all about results. Politicians are just a means to the end, and it's all about the love. And Egberto listens to people. He doesn't shout down talk down your throat. And it's all about the dialogue. It's all about process. We're going through a giant dialectical process in this country right now, and it's thanks to people like Egberto, folks that haven't gone down all these little rabbit holes of politics and spent their life studying politics and economics. They need a process. They need to work through things because there are several steps to get to our ultimate conclusion, and Egberto helps people with their process.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for the kudos, my brother. I appreciate that. But folks, that was Tori. Thank you so kindly for calling, folks.
Hey, I got to get that one. I'm by myself out here.
Thank you, buddy. 713-526-5738. And don't worry, we'll get folks in there to answer the phones. Not a problem. Okay, great. Anyway, people, let's talk here, folks. This is very important. The title of the show today is Democrats and Progressives Must Give Up on Seeking Some Mythical Center. Yes, it's a myth. And the subtitle of the show is Democrats and many progressives bend themselves into knots, trying to find a way to project their values to line up with some mythical center, and in the process, hypocritically screw most of us. These are good people. Biden, good person. Klobuchar, good person. Bennett, good person. Mythical center they're searching for. Good people. But they are also under the belief that somehow that is going to make things better for their constituents. El gran señor presidente Obama thought as much. and we got the Affordable Care Act. Good. It was better than nothing. But in the process, what happened? The Mythical Center held. The Mythical Center held. And the insurance companies knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing to those politicians. They are better. They had the numbers. And when I say they're better, I mean they're better at the crookedness. That's what I'm talking about. The Mythical Center. The Mythical Center is how we get screwed. And that is what I want to talk to you about. It's about eliminating our fear. It's about eliminating our fear to go into where we need to go. And that's what we're going to talk about. Democrats are blessed with a plethora of candidates to choose from in the 2020 primary elections. Unfortunately, it seems like some of these candidates and the Democratic establishment, along with its wards, the purported liberal mainstream media and its pundits, are working overtime, trying to convince Americans that they must disregard candidates pushing policies that make their lives better in exchange for those gravitating to some mythical center. Even as we are in fund drive mode at KPFT, I am giving a full show. I ask that you call in and give a pledge to support Politics Done Right and KPFT in that regards at kpft.org. Now, please do it now before we get into the blog of the week. Please let those phones ring. 713-526-5738. The more they ring, the least I have to call out these numbers about 713, the more I can talk about this very important issue. So I ask you, if you are listening right now to this program, if you are listening to what we're going to talk about, the Mythical Center, if you are going to be listening to how I'm going to express how we get past that fallacy, I ask you right now, as I am mumbling, as I am rambling, to go ahead and call 713-526-5738. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get me having to fundraise out of the way. Please, are those phones available right now?
There's still some open lines, and like I said, I can head out there myself and answer some phone lines.
Right, and there are other folks in the lobby if we need to do that, folks. So please call before I get into the blog of the week, before I get into speaking in detail about the Mythical Center. We really want those phones ringing because this is an important subject, and I don't want you to think, well, I'm not going to go to the phone because I don't want to miss what he's going to say. 713-526-5738. Please do it now. Please don't wait for that other person. Please don't think that other person is going to do it. It has to be you. And, sometimes we sit back there and we say, well, I really want to do it. I'll do it some other time. Somebody else is going to take up the slack right now. They're not. They really are not. That other person has to be you. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go into our little thing here. Before I get to the program, I want everybody to know that we are all about our listeners, that KPFT is a bastion of intelligent voices and programs. As a political activist myself, my favorites are Think Wing Radio with
Mike Honig.
Of course, we have, and that is on?
That is on Mondays from 3 to 4.
There we go. We have Open Journal with
Dwayne Bradley and the crew
at 6 p.m. on Mondays. And we have Jazz Latino for Rock Even Latin Jazz at its very best, hosted by
Juan Flores, and that's Tuesdays from noon to 2.
Absolutely. So great show. And now, of course, we have our great Naboo in here and crew with Jenner Asian Radio, weekly radio program featuring an eclectic mix of Asian underground Bhangra, Bollywood, funk, Hindi, Rai, where ancient sounds meet future beats. And again, like I said, starring Naboo right here.
Yogi, Alex, PK, FX Box, and Dave Sharma and the crew. And that's right after the show, actually.
Right after this show. This is how I get home singing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Folks, while we get through the show and get the preamble of the show, please call 713-526-5738.
We got some callers on the line right now.
Absolutely. We need more callers, folks, because you know what Naboo and Don and all those guys have done to me. They've told me, Egberto, you got to raise your money or we're going to kick you out the door. All us young folk going to kick you folks out of the door.
Wow.
So you got to send it there. 713-526-5738. Folks, I really have a good show in here for you today. Check out our full schedule at kpft.org. And by the way, you can contribute at kpft.org as well, where you can find programming from music to politics to medicine to the eclectic. KPFT is a listener-supported public community radio station. So please remember that if you like what you hear, visit kpft.org and ensure that we remain a strong, viable community radio station that provides news, programming, and information not influenced by whom, my dear friend?
The corporatocracy.
Absolutely so, folks. Look, I am here to listen to you. I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to inform you. I'm here to learn from you, and you are here to learn together from us all. 713-526-5738. Phones are still occupied. Folks, we need more calls coming in. 713-526-5738. Because, folks, when I get into this program, I know you're going to, let me tell you what I want to do today. I want to give you I don't want to give you just hope. Obama gave folks a hell of a lot of hope, and he did a good job. Okay. And not only did he started a process. Okay. He gave us something that we could hold on to. I want us to have more than hope now. I want us now to have resolve and realize that what we are going to do now is going to make a difference. Let me tell you who I'm working for, man. I'm working for all these millennials that we have not given the wherewithal to be where many of us are today. I'm working for my daughter who's right now trying to get through school, medical school, so that she can be a doctor. And you know what she told me? Hey, Dad, when I get through all of this, and she's going to be $500,000 underwater because that's how expensive that school is going to be for her. And she's saying, when I get out, Dad, you know what I want to do? I hope things are better so that I can really, really go ahead and help all the underprivileged people that don't get the kind of health care that they need right now. And I said, that is my daughter, man. That is my daughter. She believes in the same altruistic things that I do, she believes in altruistic values. Brothers and sisters, that's what we're talking about. We have to make things better for the next generation. I'm asking you to call 713-526-5738. Make a difference. Nabu, how are we doing with phones?
We still got some callers on the line, and like I said, I'm keeping an ear open. So if those phones ring, I'll run out there myself and take down some
Absolutely.
pledges.
We need those calls, brothers and sisters. We must have those calls to keep this stuff on air. Okay, folks, let me go ahead and start that thing, and then we'll continue with the program. So do you know what time it is?
It's time for the weekly blog post.
Okay. I am excited. All of you guys who listen to Tom Hartman know that Tom Hartman is Tom Hartman is the ultimate in progressive voices. He's the number one person on radio, on YouTube, on everywhere else. And when you get a kudos from Tom Hartman, you feel it. In other words, because you didn't ask him anything. He just found something that you did. And this blog post that I'm going to, the blog of the week, was posted at Daily Kos last week. And Democratic centrists tore it apart. They tore it to pieces. If my skin wasn't as thick as 10 layers of leather, I think I would be sliced to smithereens. And I got a call from a past KPFT engineer, a text last night, and he said, Egberto, did you know that Tom Hartman called you out yesterday? And I'm like, actually today, which was yesterday. I'm like, oh, really? He said, yeah. He actually liked your blog, and the title of the blog is Democrats Must Nominate a Populist If They Are to Win the White House and Congresses. And I should have given Nabu the YouTube to play of the thing. I didn't give it, but anyhow, let me go ahead and tell you this. It goes like this. We must defeat Donald Trump in 2020. For that, we need a robust debate among all our candidates. They must articulate their intent for a new America. The last 40 years provided a continual decline for most Americans, and the largest generation alive now, millennials in the aggregate, are not seeing a path forward to true financial independence. They are looking for a candidate they believe will provide the populist policies we all need. Something happened in the 2018 election that is likely to be more profound in 2020, and the polls will likely not catch it. Conventional wisdom would lead many to believe that since most of the newly elected Democrats were more centrist than the party's center of gravity, it would be best served for the middle. It is best served for the middle, so they say. It is more likely that the increased progressive vote provided the winning margin in these elections. The reality was apparent in Texas Congressional District 7, where the DCC interjected themselves in our local election with a right-wing style attack on Laura Mauser, who ultimately lost to Lizzie Fletcher. All the progressive groups coalesced around Fletcher, block walking, knocking on the doors, and phone banking because they kept their eyes on the ball. They weren't concerned. They weren't concerned that, okay, our person lost. Our person didn't do it. So we are going to we're going to put our tails between our legs and just go home. No, they said, you know what? The other candidate was progressive as well, not as progressive as we wanted, but we know that these politicians know they work for us, and ultimately we are going to dictate to those politicians what will get them reelected. So we are going to support that politician, and we are going to make sure and hold that person's feet to the fire. When pollsters give Americans choices of policies, they reveal themselves as progressives. So Americans, again, if you ask them policies, don't ask them if they're liberal. Don't ask them if they're conservative. Don't ask them if they're Republican. Don't ask them if they're Democrats. Ask them what they want. Ask them what they want. And guess what they want? They want those of you who call yourselves progressive, those policies that you want. Medicare for all, family leave, all these things that you claim that the other side say cost too much, that the other side says will put people out of business. You know, right now in Austin, Texas, right now in Dallas, Texas, right now in San Antonio, Texas, there are laws that tells corporations you must give them family leave, and they say no. Are those people for us to thank? Why don't you thank them, my friend?
All right, want to give a big thank you to James Jones, Tori, our volunteer, and Kathleen, all the way out in Massachusetts, for donating to Politics Done Right. And keep calling. We have a goal to make. We're still not halfway there, but with the help of James, Tori, and Kathleen, we've kicked open the door. 713-526-5738. And again, you can donate online at kpft.org.
Thank you so kindly, Kathleen. Thank you so kindly, James. Thank you so kindly, Tori. Folks, continuing. So, like I said, you ask people where they are. You see that they immediately tell you, we want these policies. We want these policies. The powers that be, so why is it that their votes show centrism? When American pollsters give Americans choices of policies, they reveal themselves as progressive. So why is it that their vote show centrism? The answer is obvious. The powers that be hoodwink them into believing that things they want most, the things Americans want, are somehow unattainable. Worse, their leaders tell them that their wants would cost jobs or hurt the economy. In other words, fear is responsible for most Americans tacking to the mythical center. Folks, do you get what I'm saying? You have power and you know what you want. Nobody can tell you what you want. You know what you want. After I'm done with the blog of the week, I'm going to start giving what I think is where we have to go from here. Centrist voting Americans are fighting for two basic wants. First and foremost, they want Trump defeated in 2020. They also want middle-class centric progressive policies. But to them, getting rid of Trump is more existential. So they will forego the policies if they believe fighting for them could cost them the election. And I'm here to tell you, if we do our work, we should have both. If we don't do our work, I promise you, we will have neither. We will have neither. Do not allow the scare tactics. Remember, even many of the centrist Democrats would rather Trump than rather that very progressive Democrat who's really working out for you. It sounds terrible to say that, but you listen to the words, you listen to what they say, and that is what they mean. Because you know what? For people over a certain value, Trump is just fine. He's just fine. So the economy is destroyed. So the earth is destroyed. So all these things are destroyed. It doesn't matter because we're okay. And, by the time all this stuff goes down, we'll be dead. But don't we have kids? Don't we have families that's going to live beyond us? 713-526-5738. Folks, please, please, please. This blog is online. So even if you missed a few minutes of the blog, you can always find the pieces missing online. But I need you to call and support us. I need you to call and keep us going. 713-526-5738. Again, that number is 713-526-5738. Middle-class centric policies require that particular word, redistribution, higher taxes on the rich. Neither wealthy Republicans or Democrats want too much redistribution codified into law. They like to say things like, let the churches do it, or let philanthropy do it. Why? Why do we have to go begging? Oh, let's beg a church to do this for us. Let's beg a social organization to do it for us. Let's beg. No, it should be within our social construct. It's in the word society, folks. Society should comprise all of us doing things in the commons where it needs to be and as the individual where it needs to be. It doesn't mean equal access to outcomes. It means equal access to success given the same opportunities, given the same values. That's what we're talking about. As such, Republicans and Democrats don't want too much redistribution codified into law. Republicans more so than Democrats. As such, even on the Democratic side, the more moderate candidates get the nod. The media and the wards of the plutocracy then coalesce around the candidate to provide an air of inevitability. They want to give those centrists that air of inevitability. Why? Because that's where the American population is. No, that's where they aren't. They are hoodwinked into believing they must accept that because some other group of Americans are centrists. Not true. It is like saying, look there, look there, look there. The center is everywhere except anywhere. Remember that. The center is everywhere except anywhere. That is what they want you to believe. It's everywhere. But you know what? It's nowhere. The center is nowhere to be found. The media and the wards of the plutocracy then coalesce around the candidate to provide that air of inevitability. The media, along with the punditry, followingly provide the fear, instilling narratives that make many vote against their own interests. One should not consider redistribution as a negative. Much of the passive income of the wealthy is nothing more than the wages not paid you for intellect and service. Your intellect, your service. When you hear about Bill Gates, when you hear about Jeff Bezos, when you hear about all those wealthy people, folks, understand, please do, folks, please understand where that wealth is coming from, folks. Please understand where that wealth is coming from. That wealth is not anything other than your excess labor. It is important that we understand that. It is very important that we understand that. That wealth, the wealth that you hear, oh, the wealthy, we can't tax the wealthy, they don't make enough money to. It's not true. The reason they tell you the wealthy doesn't have enough to pay and that all these new taxes would come from you anyway is they lie to you because they call income that which doesn't come from wealth appreciation. That's what you work for. You have to understand the trickery of the plutocracy. You have to understand the trickery that they use to hold on, to hoard monies. And if we really understood it, we would never fall for it. And that is why you need organizations like ours, KPFT 90.1 FM. That is why you need a Politics Done Right. That is why, because we are not going to allow them to let you believe that somehow the wealthy has some inordinate right to that we shouldn't be able to tax. Before I go further with the blog of the week, I want to remind you something, right? The $160 billion that Bezos have is an asset. Your house is an asset. Your car is an asset. All of these things are assets, but the government says the following. Oh, you must pay a property tax every year on your car. You must pay a property tax every year on your home. But to the wealthy who has billions in stocks, no property tax. Elizabeth Warren, a progressive, not Joe Biden, not Klobuchar, not Bennett, says we need to apply a property tax on your wealth. They call it a wealth tax. That's one thing progressives need to do. You need to make things understandable to other people, right? In other words, you need to say, just like I don't balk when I hear that I have to pay a property tax on my home. I don't balk when I hear I have to pay a property tax on my car. So let's call what we're going to do to the wealthy a property tax on their wealth. Let's do it right, my brothers and sisters. That's what it is. It's just a property tax. So, okay, I need to interrupt a while so that Nabu can also talk about thanking some wonderful people.
Absolutely. I want to thank Vince all the way from the UK. By the way, if you are in another country and you're tuning into Politics Done Right, you can always donate online, kpft.org. Click on the donate button, and around there you'll see a link for our PayPal as well. So that option is available to those out there. You can also text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 713-526-5738. However you want to do it, give us a call right now, because Politics Done Right is close to making their goal, but we need your help. 713-526-5738.
We need you to continue, my brothers and my sisters. This is how we are going to do it. This is how we are going to do it. By making sure we continue to keep people informed, by making sure people remain informed. One should not, so I'll go back into the redistribution portion of the blog of the week. And like I promised you, yes, we are asking for pledges right now for the radio station. This is a community radio station. I get zilch, zero of this. So I just want you to know we are supporting KPFT to make sure this 100,000 watt station stays on air in red Texas, that we are going to turn into a progressive arena, because we are going to take care of our people. One should not consider redistribution as a negative. Much of the passive income of the wealthy is nothing more than the wages not paid you for your intellect and service. Absent redistribution, our economic system is biased to the top, and ultimately biased to the top converges to complete wealth extraction from those without pricing power. There's a lot in that sentence, and we can go over that later. You can ask questions about that later. You can reach me every day, email, whatever. But that is a very important statement I want you to know. Our economic system, absent redistribution, our economic system is biased to the top and ultimately converges to complete wealth extraction from those without pricing power. I'm going to just give a simple example. Insulin. The price of insulin has not changed over decades. Let's add the 2% inflation or so. Nothing changed though. But because the makers of insulin have pricing power, they solely have pricing power. It means that they have the ability, because they have to give their shareholder a raise every year. And they don't want a 2% raise that inflation is all about. They want 7, 10, 15, 20%. So all they say is, okay, I got to give my shareholder X amount of dollars. Guess what I'm going to do? I just raise the prices. And that's on you. Because they have pricing power, and you can't say no. You say no, you die. You say no to bread, you die. You say no to all these things, you die. You don't eat. You starve. Pricing power. The vast majority of Americans do not have pricing power. And why then do you think an honest and a just economic system has to be regulated? They like to talk about capitalism is self-regulated. If enough people if things get too high in price, then somehow later on, some other person is going to come and compete, and that will lower the prices. While they're competing, what are you supposed to be doing? Dying? while somebody else is coming to compete with that other person. If they don't have the capital to do so, they can't. And when I talk about an extractive economy, that's what I'm talking about. Eventually, it breaks down to just a few people having the pricing power, and that's where we're getting. Well, we are almost there. We're almost totally there. I had 2 interactions recently that I found probative. One was from a 71-year-old Democrat, and the other from a millennial. The other was from a millennial activist who never voted for a Democratic candidate, but has become a Democrat because of how effective the Dem Enter, what do you call that stuff? Hashtag has become. Dem Enter hashtag has been in the 2018 cycle. The Dem Enter hashtag gave us quite a bit of people into the Congress, okay? Young people into the Congress. And right now I'm all about young people. I'm tired now about our 90-year-olds. I love you, 90-year-olds, okay? I love you. I love you. But you need to become 35-year-olds in your head. Let's all become 30. You know, I'm 35 in my head. I'm 35 in my head because I realize I have to be 35 in my head. That's how I'm going to make sure that 35-year-olds can live to be the age that you are, Mr. 90-year-old or Miss 90-year-old. That is how I ensure that's going to happen. Okay, folks, please, I'm going to continue with the blog, but please call 713-526-5738. I need you to do that now, please. 713-526-5738. How are we doing on phones?
We still got some open lines, but give us a call right now, 713-526-5738. Tori's still out there. How you doing, Tori?
Sound of crickets. Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp.
Okay, we need people so badly, folks. We need Tori needs to be working. Tori, give us an incentive. Give folks a little bit more of an incentive to come. Before you go, Tori, I want to say one thing. I have an autographed book here from John Kerry.
What?
An autographed book from John Kerry. It's called Every Day is Extra by John Kerry. And I love our people here at KPFT. I love our listeners because Melissa Noble heard me pitching this morning for Tom Hartman, and she got dressed and ran out here and she said, Egberto, this is a book I was talking to you about. This is an autographed copy, a brand new book.
Wow.
You give it away on your show. 100. I make a pledge, $10 a month. Make a pledge, $10 a month. This book is yours. This book is yours.
Well, you know, John Kerry is a true American hero just because he's not running for president.
Well,
713-526-5738. 713-JAM-KPFT.
Yes, please give us a call. It's an autographed copy of John Kerry's book, Every Day is Extra. It's a brand new book. It's autographed, and even I think she even left the ticket in here where she actually picked up the book from Kerry. So please, folks, she went to the opening. So folks, give us a call at 713-526-5738. Again, that number is 713-526-5738. And Nabu, guess what? Guess what just happened?
What's that?
My blog of the week I'm reading. Oh, I got it back on my phone, and it went. Okay, folks. Tori said he is bored.
Yeah, listen, I want to give some people some great incentive, and it happens to be my diet. I'm staring at pizza over here, and I can't eat pizza if the phones are ringing, okay? So just call in. Please help my diet. Save me from carbohydrates.
713-526-5738. 713-JAM-KPFT. Again, you can also donate online at kpft.org, or you can text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 713-526-5738.
Or just walk in the station and get a piece of pizza. Lay down some of that green. Get some delicious pizza.
Absolutely so, folks. 713-526-5738. I need you to call, and then I'm going to, look, call right now, please. Don't wait for the other person. Please don't wait. Be like all those other great callers that we had. If you're listening and you've never sent anything or contributed to this radio station, please go ahead and do that. Thank you so kindly for that call. Woo-hoo! Thank you so kindly for that call. And we need more. We need more than that one call. So please go ahead and have another call come on in. I have a lot more to talk to you, and I have a lot of time here. Well, not much time, but I have enough time to tell you what I need to tell you. So I'm asking you to please go ahead and give us a call now. This is imperative. For those online, anybody making a call, if you miss anything that I said, look, you can have a personal conversation with me. You can get me online all the time. And, we are going to start having monthly, we've already started Zoom calls. So we're going to be doing all these kinds of things. So I need you to give us a call, 713. I'm going back to the blog of the week, but I'm asking you to call now. Don't wait for the other person. 713-526-5738. 713-526-5738. Did you want to say something, Naboo?
We got 2 calls on the line right now, and I'll run out there and get the third. 713-526-5738. 713-JAM, KPFT.
Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can get a third person on the line right now while I do this so I can continue.
And the John Kerry book is gone, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Someone just pledged for it.
Thank you so kindly who pledged for the John Kerry book. And then as soon as we'll give you mention if you want mention on air. But look, I want to mention all my people all of the time. By the way, all of you are my people. All of us are our people. That's what we are, right? That's what we are. Together is how we are going to do this thing. Anyway, continuing. The 71-year-old wrote the following rather lengthy comment, and I'm not going to read the whole comment. I'm going to just read some prescient portions. He said, I'm wondering if Biden is ahead already in the polls simply because of name recognition, familiarity. I have to say, voting for him feels like a step back into more establishment politics, something the 2016 election showed us most Americans are tired of and don't trust for many reasons. And regardless of party, it seems like most Americans just don't want combative adversarial politics, entrenched and rigid partisan views of life, unbalanced domination by any one party as if one has still the answer for all. I want to tell you guys something. That statement that my 71-year-old listener said is prescient because he's right. One of the reasons we are in this morass is it is true Americans don't like confrontation, but the people who want to disrupt usually love a lot of confrontation, right? So most Americans, a lot of times, they vote for placé. They vote and say, you know what, I better vote this way just not to rock the boat. If I vote this way, I may rock the boat. Man, we need to do more than rocking the boat. We have to now vote our values. We have to now vote for the way that we are going to ensure we have a society left that people can live in comfortably, our kids, our grandkids, and even ourselves when we get old and can work no more without having to beg and be a burden on others. Society, that's what it's called, society. Social is society. Don't let anybody make it negative. Don't let anybody make government negative. You see, that is what they did to us. Right? The Powell Manifesto made government something else. They made government, that's how they like to say it, right? To kind of demean it, government. They made government something else. I love government. Government is we, the people. Government is you. Government is me. If government is bad, you and I are bad. We make what government turns out to be. I want to give a special person a special mention right here locally. Diane, who is now our county, I can't believe I just forgot Diane's last name. Diane, who is our county clerk, changed our voting in Harris County. She turned Diane Trotman. She turned a lousy system into a system that supports us all. You know why? She decided to work in government, and she decided to be good at it. When I say she would never accept me saying she decided to be good at it. She would never say that. She always talked team. We did it. We made Harris County voting better for everybody. We made Harris County voting easier for everybody. We can talk about Ann Bennett, somebody who tried and ran to be our registrar. And watch these women. Watch these strong women who believe in government. Watch how they got things done in our local Harris County government. Go ahead and make that into all these other governmental agencies and people working. Good government start with good people. If you think government is bad, you don't want to go there. I don't think government is bad at all. So when it comes to government, I am for government. I'm for good, right size government. Anyway, I'm not going to read any more from the 71-year-old. You can go to egbertowillies.com and read the blog. That's where you read it. But anyhow, the millennial activist who recently appeared on one of our Politics Done Right show fears a Trump re-election, but she somewhat fears a centrist Democrat more. And this is what I'm trying to tell many of my brothers and sisters who are Democrats. They're not centrist or liberal or whatever. They are just Democrats wanting to do the right thing. They believe in progressive policies. They believe in Medicare for all. They believe in these things, but many of them fear Medicare for all. So Medicare X makes sense to them. It shouldn't. Medicare X makes sense to them. Folks, hey, Nambu, let me ask you something. This is off the wall. Is it possible for me to, if you go to my blog today, did you have my blog up today?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, if you can pull the blog up today, because I have the YouTube in there, and if you are able to play it, I'm sorry to spring this on you. If you can't, it's fine. But let me continue with it right now. The millennial activist who recently appeared, she said, I turned into a Democrat. She became a Democrat because she saw how Dem Enter worked. Hashtag Dem Enter started to bring a whole lot of progressives into the party. And now she felt like she could be home. Now she felt home. If it's at politicsdoneright.com, and then the left hat, it has a YouTube of Tom Hartman you can see in there. But anyhow, this is what she told me. She said, if a centrist or neoliberal like Joe Biden is elected and his administration maintains the status quo, it would leave the door open for the next Trump, a fascist on steroids. That is an outcome neither the United States of America or the world could survive. And let me tell you what she was trying to say there. She was trying to say, if Biden runs, if he loses, she expects him to lose. Because, again, we need more. But her second thing was this. Suppose he wins. Because of the policies that he's talking about would be status quo. And that will help nobody. The retaliation of trying this and this failing really makes what comes after Trump and what would have been a failed Biden a fascist on steroids. So folks, while generations apart, there is some symmetry in what these two voters are saying. They both want to look forward policy-wise. While the older gentleman gives the impression of being centrist, he did not pick the most centrist candidate running. It is clear a populist candidate can bust the inevitability bubble that reflects the need to run a centrist candidate, which is likely to alienate Gen Zs, millennials, and young Gen Xs. Close of the blog of the week. Folks, please call 713-526-5738. We so need your calls. We so need your calls because there are some folks out there that are bored. You know what, Les? They are bored and they need to hear from you. 713-526-5738. For those of you who have given, you want to say something, Nabu?
Yeah, I want to thank Lee Grant out there. He decided to put his pledge of donation down to Politics Done Right, and want to thank Kathy out there. She's the one who got the John Kerry book.
Thank you so kindly, Kathy.
Again, we still have some lines open, and Tori's out there doing his part. Why don't you do your part? 713-526-5738, 713-JAM-KPFT. If you've subscribed to a news magazine or a newspaper online, and you probably barely even read it as often as you need to. But if you tune into Politics Done Right, consider this your subscription. Give us any kind of donation. donation. It could be $5 a month, $10 a month, anything you seem to deem fit for Politics Done Right and for Egberto Willies. This is how programming like this remains on air, and this is how we stay commercial free.
Absolutely so, folks. And I forgot to advertise my book, As I See It, Class Warfare, The Only Resort to Right-Wing Doom. I don't remember what I'm doing my book for now. Do you know?
For a $60 pledge, you can get the book.
Okay, for a $60 pledge, you can get the book. So please, folks, please call 713-526-5738. If you want to know how our economy works, if you really, really, really want to know how things are around, a lot of the things that I talk about, I placed in that book. Of course, since writing that book, I've educated myself quite a bit more on how things work. So learning is you are always learning, and it is my responsibility, given the honor that KPFT, given the honor that you have given me to come to you, to come into your tube, to come into your airwaves, to come over there. I am responsible for making sure I'm informed. So even as I've written that book, I've come out with other things. I have another book that's coming out that when it comes as well, those of you who subscribe to me, whether here at KPFT or elsewhere, it's yours. 713-526-5738. 713-526-KPFT. We really need your support. Folks, I want to tell you something. Most of the plutocracy you hear me talk about so much that many times people sit down and just say, oh, plutocracy, plutocracy. Who is that mythical thing he's talking about? Does that really even exist? The thing about the oppressor, whenever you are oppressed, the interesting thing is that it becomes so status quo, so matter of fact, that in effect you don't see it. It's not seen. You're just so used to it. And I can tell you that from a black man point of view, I can look and say, there are certain things that affect the mass, the majority population, that once it happened once to them, it's the end of the world. Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. But you are so acclimated to a maltreatment, or you are so acclimated to something, that it takes that much more to trigger you. That is how I look at what the plutocracy has done to every single American citizen, every single person living in this country right now. You have been dulled. We have been dulled to much of what's happening to us. But here's a problem. It is okay to be dulled with it if you're at a steady state, right? If things are not changing. In other words, if you are comfortable in a state, it's a bad state, but you're comfortable, so you don't really know it's a bad state. That's kind of okay. It's bad, but it's kind of okay. But if that state is degrading, if that state is constantly going down the drain, in other words, if you take a look at where the middle class was in 1980 and take a look at where the middle class is now, that slide was gradual. It was so gradual, many people didn't notice it. But what they did notice is where your dad, your mom could have retired and at least had their home that they could sell back to the bank with these crooked deals called reverse mortgages. At least they had that. At least all wasn't taken away from them. But your kids, as I say, it progressively gets worse, but slowly. So if you don't do something about it because you're just a bit comfortable and can't be bothered, just think the next generation. Just think that if things went from 1980 to 2019, where it is at right now. You know, a caller called into my daily show and they said, Egberto, you are full of it. You know why? It's not bad enough. And that's why people don't care. That's why they're not doing anything. They don't care. It's not bad enough. That's what they say. It's not bad enough. That's why they would react in these other countries, but not the United States. It's not bad enough. Gradually, we have to make the difference. This election cycle, we have to inform ourselves. That is what I am dedicated to. We have to inform ourselves this election, the next election, and we have to start having the faith that we're not going to win every battle. We're definitely not going to win every battle. And when we lose a battle, we don't go ahead and cower and say, you see, we tried and it didn't happen. We keep fighting. If I told you some of my stories of coming to America, if I told you some of my stories that I had in the 6 companies in America I worked for, things that would knock people out and put them into despair and just say, well, you know what, to heck with it, I'm not going to be bothered with it. But stay in power. Stay in the course. Stay in the course. And when you're kicked down and you're lying on your back, you know, one of the best motivational talks I ever heard was from Brown. I don't remember his first name. Brown is his last name. And he said, when you're sitting down or when you're lying down on your back needing help, there's only one place to go, and that is up. Just get up. Then the other thing he said is the reason why a lot of people walk from you when you're down is because they're fearing that they're going to be there. You have to be working together to move up. You've got to be working together to move up. We have to be working together. All the things that Trump is doing, it's not just Trump. Trump is just a symptom. That's division. That we were doing great as a nation. We weren't perfect, but we were all growing. We were all becoming less racist. We were all becoming less sexist. We were all becoming less homophobic. We were growing. We were becoming good people. We started from slavery into a society that was working for everybody, where we started to love everybody, where we need to be. And then the slide of the right started. The Southern strategy. That is how we are going to take back control. We are going to get rid of all this goodwill, all these things about people wanting to be good and altruistic. We're going to start putting them back at their throats. You know why I say Trump folks are my friends, the Trump voter? You know why I say all the right-wingers are my friends? You know why? Because if they are not, the plutocracy was successful. They were successful in splitting us, making sure that if we're split, we're fighting each other instead of fighting them. So no, I'm not going to fall for that. I said that in a little Facebook post a couple of days ago. I said, you know what? I'm not going to be unfriendly with all of my people. And all of my people are not just my progressive brothers and sisters. Everybody. 713-526-5738. I need you to call. Make those phones ring, please. I only have 5 minutes.
That's right, 5 minutes. And Tori's actually on the line right now, and I'll run out there. I can hear the phones from here. But give us a call right now, or you can donate on kpft.org. Just click on the red button, and you can also donate through PayPal through there as well. Give us a call right now, 713-526-5738. We only got a couple more minutes, and we're still shy of the goal, but thanks to all the callers who have called in, because we're getting closer and closer there.
We need, please, folks, bring me up to the goal. Last fund drive was not kind to me. I was out of town for one of the weeks. So this time, I think I'm here for every single fund drive. So please go ahead and call 713-526-5738. Again, that number is 713-526-5738. We got to work together, folks. And not only that, the other side is well funded, okay? The other side is always, always, always well funded. And you know why they're well funded? Because they're funded by the people who've taken your money. So they are using the money that you worked for to fund the people who are going to misinform you to vote against your own interests. So we're asking you, they pay big bucks. We're asking you for pennies to support this. I'm doing this for free at KPFT, that is. Folks, we need your support. We need you to not only be a contributor, we need you to talk to folks about this great radio station, independent community radio station in good red southeast Texas that is trying like hell to make a difference. We are trying like hell to make a difference because we know we can. I think we have somebody to thank.
Yeah, I want to give a big thank you to Anthony out there in, I believe, in Houston. He decided to go ahead and get the book that you've written, and that's at the $60 level. Again, just a few more minutes, 713-526-5738. Hey, this goes out to all the folks that call in and week out. If you've called in and had, got to be on air, or you've called in multiple times and have gotten to be on air, well, hey, this is your radio station as well, and you should be the first that should be donating. 713-526-5738.
Yeah, please, folks, we are doing what we have to do here. We are doing what we have to do. We have people working there. Is that another one or? Okay, we have people doing what they have to do out here. We know, absent doing this stuff, where we're headed. We know that. So we're asking you to call in 713-526-5738. Again, that number is 713-526-5738. Make a difference. You can make a difference. You can't be out in the streets like I can, maybe. You may not be able to be in Philly and DC and New York and Denver at these conferences or at these rallies that we are supposed to be at in order to effect change. You may not be able to go to these different conventions, but you can support us doing it for you. You may be at a job where this isn't cool, but we can be your face. We can be your voice. We will be your face. We will be your voice. So we ask you to support us and make sure that we can get this done. 713-526-5738. Again, that is 713-526-5738. Can we go? Can we keep going for another minute?
Absolutely. 713-526-5738. 713-JAM-KPFT. Again, like I said before, we have a lot of folks who have called in to Pledge Central wanting to be on air because, hey, usually on Politics Done Right, they get to voice their opinion. But, hey, right now, the only way you can voice your opinion is to make sure we're on air. And the only way we can stay on air is with your pledge of support. 713-526-5738. 713-JAM-KPFT. If you enjoy what Egberto Willies brings every week, now's the time to call. You just heard him before. I tried to pull it up, but unfortunately I could not.
That's okay.
But Tom Hartman, is over here now quoting Egberto, our hometown hero. So definitely give us a call right now and show your support. 713-526-5738.
Is Tori on the phone or?
I'm still out here.
Okay, Tony, give us a closing statement here, my brother.
Well, once upon a time, no, I'm just
You got 10 seconds.
I don't have a total for you if that's what you're looking for.
Okay, no, I was just wanting to hear you to tell folks something. Folks, you can still call 713
That's right.
526-5738. Support us all. This is Egberto Willies. My name is Egberto Willies, Politics Done Right. I'm out.
Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is the progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. Remember, you can also send me a tweet to EGBERTOWILLIES. That is, at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right.